What? What the fuck? What? 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 What the fuck? Why are you doing this? Restore chat. Just pop out chat. Thank you. Why are you not letting me create a channel to join the chat? I'm losing my fucking mind. Dude, it is the fuck. What the fuck is going on? This is so weird. So like, I'm having trouble putting the chat over to the other side. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I'm not gonna be able to chat to you guys today. Because it won't let me. So, Sup Shredders, welcome to this live stream. Hopefully this is making sense to you. It isn't for me. Hang on, what if I just reload it? What if we get rid of that and we just reload the page? Can we do that? Will it be such a doofus then? Why though? What the hell is going on with YouTube? What is happening? No, switch to my main account. What is going on here? Wow. Wow, that's so infuriating. We get rid of that. It makes me very angry. Like, why can I not just have this? I'm having issues, man. Yeah, live. Where is the chat now? The chat's here. Cool, thank you. Very weird behavior by YouTube today. I don't know what's going on. Sup? YouTube wouldn't let me type in the chat. Hi Jesse, how you doing? We've also got, who else we got? We got Deeple. We gotta go to Deeple to put this name in the chat. Who's this? We got, That's not, oh, everything's going wrong today. Abaloo, sup Abaloo, how you doing? Sup Michael Fleming. Thank you for coming along to the live stream, Michael. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's nice to see you. I know this is a little bit earlier than some people are used to with these live streams. We're good to go now, and thank you, Sneaker Shen. We're all good to go. We'll just give it a couple of minutes just to let people arrive. We're gonna get started in 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. We're just going to give 2 minutes for people to come in and sort of say what they need to do. I'm just going to do like a little sound check here. No, the sounds good. It's similar bar to usual, which is great. I like that. We can probably kind of unpin that message now, so that's good. Yeah. Let's go big. So, to anyone who is not familiar with how this works, sup Wesley Lee, how you doing? Welcome to today's SB live streams, where today we're going to be ranking Jay Chou songs. Yesterday we ranked the original album Jay, which was fun. People seem to have responded quite well to it. I'm glad, because I want to do these for every single one of Jay Chou's tracks. I want to rank them on a few different areas. So we've got, what have we got? We've got vocals, the main musical theme of the track, rhythms involved, like whether the rhythms are appropriate or not, and the complexity and how they're performed, the coloration, like the melodies and the harmonies and everything like that, and making sure that we've got all that sort of stuff sorted. The structure of it, is the structure interesting, or is it quite sort of vanilla? Serena Maron, Leo Tempo, 8:33 Mexico. Well, I mean, I'm glad you can come along. I'm sure it's going to probably work better for some other people who are unable to arrive at these live streams. Low-key wouldn't even mind doing daily live streams. It's just that they can be sort of like difficult to keep up, especially if you have changeable circumstances, but it's all right. We got structure, like, it's okay to have complication to the structure of the way the track is designed, but does it kill the vibe of it? Does it kill the mood of it? Ornamentation, is there lots of fancy stuff in there? Does that fancy stuff kind of help the song along, or is it just fancy for the sake of showing off the ability of the musician there, to the detriment of potentially of the musical experience? We've got performance. the performance, the actual musical performance overall. How does the performance there? Is the chemistry between the different members of the band, or the production? Are all the notes in the right place, or is it kind of janky? The production, like the recording, mixing, and mastering. So like we've got to make sure, of course, that even if you've got a great performance, even if the song is written well, even if the vocals are sung fantastically, if the recording, mixing, mastering is kind of screwed, it's going to potentially ruin the experience. The feels are more sort of subjective. Well, I mean, everything here is subjective, but like these are especially subjective because it's like how the song has made me feel in relation to everything else that's been presented so far. Am I feeling elated in a way that makes sense with like the coloration, the structure of the track, the vocals, or is there some sort of psychological disconnect going on? And then we've got the overall scores, where we go down to 2 decimal points because I want to make sure that I don't have any tracks that are the same. It's far less likely that we'll have that situation occur if we go into 2 decimal points. I know it's potentially not how a lot of other people do it, but I don't typically do number scores for these. So yeah, I'm just going to make sure we're good. I mean, I'm going to assume we're good. I'm going to assume that we're fine and ready to go. If you have any questions about this live stream as we go along, please let me know. I'm not going to be as talkative in this live stream because basically I just don't really feel the need to. In a sense that it's not like a review video where I like talk about the stuff as we go along. Sup, Son Goku, how are you doing? It's more, I'm going to be writing because I'm wanting to do a scripted video where I actually rank like the first 5 albums as a separate video. So there's going to be a better edited one of that. So don't worry, there's going to be a summation of this if you can't make along to the live stream, okay? But we're just going to start with, if we switch over to here, we're going to start with Love Before the Century. Right, final thing, there is no mention of lyrics. And the reason that I'm not using the lyrics is because I've been informed, well, A, the lyrics are difficult to translate. B, lyrics aren't something I'm necessarily that skilled with reviewing because they're more of a written format. They're more poetry. And I know music better than poetry. And they are slightly different art forms. Even though lyrics are inherent to music, you don't always have music with poetry in it, right? They're kind of like the icing on the cake a lot of the time. Extra bit of context. But anyways, let's get started. Love Before the Century. Thank you, Michael. That's great. I think most people have been positive about it. Occasionally I get people that come in and they're like, oh no, it's too subjective. But again, to be fair, while I respect that opinion, music reviews are thoroughly subjective. There is no concrete way of doing a review. And yeah, sup Jacob, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's get started typing. Andreas! Wow, thank you. Thank you for your donation. Thank you so much, Andreas. It means a lot. It's really helpful because especially if I'm going to be doing these live streams daily, it helps me to do them. Sup, RG, right? How you doing? Thank you. A bit more confident than they were before, and the production sounds a little cleaner. Nice chord change, and this in the bridge. There's a warmth to the vocal production. I mean, I'm liking everything so far. I can hear a little bit of phasing on the vocal, on the cymbals that I'm not a massive fan of, just because I don't know why it's there. It sounds a little bit sharp to me, but that is a purely subjective thing. I feel I would have been like sounded like a little bit of like a cleaner hi-hat, but maybe that's just a stylistic thing, you know. Yeah, you can hear the phasing on that hi-hat. I'm not. It's just the little things though, right? Still good, Andres. Hope work goes well. Hope work goes well. It's the little things, like, you know, that wow that you have there just before the hook. It's a nice way to kind of cleanse the palate before you move into a part that you're already familiar with. Could be a triangle. Yep, it could be. It could be Jacob. His vocal technique is a little bit better in this album than the previous. It sounds like a little bit less that, you know? A little bit less of that. Key change for chorus, very clean. There's a really strong start to proceedings here. Jay Chou really knows how to get that intro vibe going. I mean, it has to be strong so that you want to hear more like that, you know? This song has kind of flown by, hasn't it? It's gone through really quickly. We haven't hesitated. Do I like Jay Chou? Do I like Jay Chou? I respect Jay Chou. I don't know Jay Chou as a human being. But I'm sure that he's a great dude, you know? I'm sure that he's a great dude. He seems nice enough. Hang on. Yeah, who have we got here? Li Peijing. Sup? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, I like Jay Chou. I don't think I like Jay Chou to the extent that a lot of people do that watch these album reviews. So I think some people are surprised that I'm not as passionate about it as they are. But again, it's worth remembering and reiterating that I didn't grow up with Jay. So for me, the experience I'm having is different to the experience that you're going to have, and that's fine. That's totally fine. I don't have the nostalgia lens, but also I didn't know how revolutionary this was at the time, you know? It's all good though. You know, I'm glad that people like his music. The mixing of harmony is way better than the first album. Yup. I'd agree with that. I think there were some strong harmonies in the first album though. But we're gonna find, like, let's just get into the numeric, the rubric. So I think we have 1.25. So vocals, I think there's an 8. You know, nice start, strong part to proceedings. His vocal technique is improving. There was some nice falsetto runs there. The main theme, it was pleasant. It wasn't totally like and when I compare it to stuff like Indian Turtle Dove, like, it wasn't as interesting as that one. But at the same time, it's palatable, and for the genre that it's placed in, it's definitely acceptable. Oh, thank you very much. Well, I mean, I suppose what I'm doing here, where I put the numbers into the machine, is I suppose is what professional music reviewers do. I've never done this before, so that's probably why I'm going to ruffle a few feathers, but that's okay. Rhythms. they're palatable, passable. When I look back on it, I think, why was the drum kit that busy? Did it need to have those 16th note fills in there? Did we need to have that? Would it have been as meaningful if we just had like eighths? You know, it almost seemed like we were maybe overplaying a little bit in some of those percussive parts. Coloration, it was pleasant. It was definitely pleasant. There was some interesting things occurring in that interlude part with the key change, and I liked how smooth it was going back into that final hook. The structure of the track, it's good. It's good. It's passable. It's stuff we've heard from Jay Chou before, and it follows traditional sort of rubric there of how you put a contemporary pop song together. The ornamentation, yeah, it's good. I mean, like, I heard interesting like little bits with the wow and stuff like that. I don't know if it was enough to put it to like an 8. I'm going to go 7.25 with this one. I'm not quite set on a 7.5. I have a feeling that these 0.25 scores I'm giving are going to ruffle a few feathers, but it's just, I don't really want to commit to a 7.5. So yeah, I'm just not going to do that. The performance was great. I'm going to go 7.5. The production, I think that it has improved, but I was annoyed by that hi-hat phasing. It's literally the thing that stops it from being a 7.5 for me. It's a 7. It's on par with what we had previously. It would have been an 8 if they hadn't had that hi-hat phasing there. The feels, I'd say it's probably a 7. So what's this? This is sum of E17 to M17 times 9. Oh, okay. So it's 7 point... can I, 7.31. Cool. So I'm just going to do is go wah and go down a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. So that'll just automatically make the score as we go along, okay? But yeah, 7.31. Track 1 is 7.31. Definitely passable. It's not revolutionary, but it's a good start to the album. We've got Dad, I've Come Back, track number 2. Nice Storm Foley in the beginning. I know it's based off of the video. I like the tone of the strings here, and the drums sound punchy. The panning is a bit weird. Those strings are panned very wide in the mix. I'm not sure if they couldn't be brought closer together. Line and a quiet. Is elevated. Yeah, the cello is nice, absolutely. And that's absolutely right, Jacob. And that's exactly why I'm not talking about the lyrics. Because for me, like, there are things that I as a human being relate to more closely than others. So for me, domestic violence is very, very important because my dad and I didn't get along. So, you know, if I become emotional or if I start to sort of be biased towards that, it ruins the validity of it. You know, it ruins the validity because if I assign myself to certain subjects more than others, am I really being fair with rating lyrics anyways? But I'm glad that Jay Chou is talking about it. I think that's really dope, and I'm proud of him for it. You know? Great song. The vocals in the chorus sound like he's crying out. Very believable. The guitar tone is kind of dope. I like the chorus effects chaining on it. The brass is synthetic, but obviously so. So it's not as abrupt. The flow is impressive. Much more convincing. To hear it. Here. Thank you. Who have we got here? We've got Rico. Sup, Rico? Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for coming along. Thank you very much. Yeah. It's nice to have shorter here. It's something I'll be keeping for a while. I appreciate the feedback here. I wasn't sure if people were going to be weirded out by me having short here, but, you know, it's cool. It's cool. So thanks. Just as a comment on Jay's rapping in this album so far, it's better than what we had in the first. He's using his lower range here a bit better, and his vocals are a little bit more clear in the mix as well. So I personally think this is stronger for several different reasons. It's a lot more confidence in his rapping here than the first. Yeah, I think that's it, you know. And that's what you want from an album. You want for the performer to improve upon the first without losing what makes them special. Yeah. Hey, thank you. Who do we have here? Who's this? Mac. Thank you for your donation. Gotta do that. Hang there. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it, Mac. M-A-K. Yeah, it says M-A-K here. So I'm assuming that's how it works. Make sure you have a great day. This is one of the tracks that we've heard from Jay Chou where I'm not that upset about the fact that he is using the sounds from the videos. I think the stormy weather is something that goes well with the subject matter from the song, although I can't really use that to form more because I'm trying to not bring the lyrics or the songs, sort of what it's about, into it necessarily. Just having the storm follow though is utterly fantastic. Yeah, really, really authentic performance from Jay there. Great choice of leaving the storm at the end. Cool. Yeah, exactly. I think that he's building upon what he's learned from the previous one, and he's kind of pushing himself a little bit. And that's what you want from these albums. You want musicians to push themselves and kind of see what they're also capable of. So Dad, I've Come Back, track number 2. The vocals are an 8 here. They're really strong. It's not quite an 8.5. I think that I've heard stuff I like from his cleans and previous tracks that if he'd included that with his rapping here, would have made it an 8.5. The main theme, it's great. It's not quite an 8, it's a 7.5. But then I also like the brass, but that's more of a coloration or ornamentation thing. Wow, okay. Thank you for this donation as well. Have a great day. Yeah. Thank you very much for the second donation. It's much appreciated. It does help me do these live streams, okay? So, yeah, cheers for that. Yeah, that's M-A-K, right? M-A-K? M-A-K. Yeah, we got M-A-K on the mic. Cool, Mac. Cool, thank you. Yeah. Um, rhythms? Rhythms. Um, yeah, 7.5. I was a little bit happier with the decisions we made from the percussive perspective. Oh, okay. Wow, okay. Thank you also for this third donation. Much appreciated. Cheers. Yeah. You guys seem to really like these reviews. I wasn't sure how people were going to go with me ranking songs like this, but I suppose it's far more sort of centered on the content. So I suppose it's actually genuinely helpful, you know. Also, you guys are more than welcome to use this for your own stuff. Like if you want to use this rubric to figure out how you feel about it and rank your own Jay Chou tracks, you know? It's all good. But thank you, Mac, for that. Appreciate it. Coloration, I would say this is a 7.5. I don't know how you'd make that an 8. No, it's just I feel like you could have one extra lead layer in there or something. But then of course it's about the melodies and harmonies there. I'm gonna give that an 8. Actually, it's a 7.75. We'll give that a 7.75. Structure, the consistency and coherence of the music and the theme is 9 out of 10. That's totally fair. The way that I see it, the way I'm ranking this numerically is 10. 10 is the best I've ever heard. If I give a 10, it has to be the best I've ever heard. It has to be incomparable. And I'll know when I hear that. Like an 8 from me is very, very good. It's very, very, very good. Because trust me, as someone who has I've reviewed thousands of songs. There are plenty of songs below that, even at a commercial major label one. Yes, See Dead Polka. I have reviewed this album before, but this is me being a little bit more analytical about it. I'm trying to sort of approach it from more of this is actually the score I give each track kind of thing. So coloration equals melodies and harmonies. So the melodies and harmonies, how they interact together, are there different key changes, etc. Do we have some interesting extensions here? The main theme covers like that main hook melody or something, or the main sort of concept of it. But then like you have other ideas external to that. And then structure would be how you applied those different elements together and those different riffs. Kaijo. But that's a great question. Thank you for answering. Yeah, so that's a good question. Yeah, the structure of it I think was sound. I'll give that a 7. Ornamentation, I think that having the brass in there was great for those solo parts. The performance was a 7.75. It just felt a little bit more authentic than the previous one. I don't know. I don't know how he could have made it an 8 though. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8 because at this point in his career, like this is like top for him, I think. No, I'll give that a 7.75. Production was better with this one. I'll give that a 7.5. And the feels would be a solid 7.5 as well. I have a lot of love for that. So this track 2 is... Actually, no, feels would be an 8. The reason that track is going to be an 8 for the feels is because I could feel what I think the song was about from that. And Jay's vocals actually, how he is crying out there, well, it's already an 8. I suppose give that an 8.25 maybe for the vocals. Yeah, so it would be 7.64. So this is a stronger track here. There's things I really appreciate it, like the vocals and all that. The structure of it was okay. I mean, there's things I think he could have done to improve it, but there are things that would have not made it either his song or... Yeah, I'd say it's one of his strongest vocal performances from the perspective of him, how he's singing and crying out in the chorus. Although I suppose that would be performance, wouldn't it? But I gave performance a 7.5. The vocals were absolutely exceptional. I think that this was a very positive one. We've got Simple Love, track number 3 though. Yeah, great album so far. So we have a cute little jingly track. Nice polite guitar theme with the side kicks. Vocals sound clear, but there's still a little bit of hesitation that runs through from the previous. Yeah, I mean, like it is a memorable song. Like it's such a polite sounding track. It's very different to what we had previously with Dad, I've Come Back. It's kind of like he's giving you something a little bit softer so you don't get too overwhelmed by it, if that makes sense. Really interesting structure to this album. Oh, lovely bridge section, dude. Is nice, and with an interesting chord progression and nice panning of the vocals with guitar assistant, some drum fills, which is great. What do you guys think of the song? I mean, I know Jacob likes it. Sup, who have we got here in the chat now? Who have we got? We got Brian Yang. Sup, Brian Yang. How you doing? And Spin to Win says this is the song that hooked me on Jay. Yeah, well, apparently it hooked 25 million people. At least there's 25 million plays on this. Good morning to everyone. Good afternoon to everyone. And good evening to everyone. I know people coming from around the world. It is a pleasure to be here today. Hopefully everyone has a good time with this live stream. Thank you for coming along. I love the space that Jay includes within this track. He is not paranoid about having the music just play by itself. That's confidence that I think we're exploring in the second release. Good morning, VSGF. How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad that people are enjoying this. Yeah. The drums, dude. The drums are not sleeping. The percussion is really interesting. This is probably going to get a higher score for rhythm just because I love where the fills are placed. The accents are in the right place as well. Boom. Sup, RC? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream, my dude. Great use of accents on the kicks. The hi-hat was great, and Jay is so caring from a tone. Really? For Confessions? That's interesting. I mean this in the nicest way possible. Is it like really difficult to tell someone that you like them? I suppose, like, like maybe then they're like, Jay might be their favorite musician and you might have a better chance of getting with them. I'm not sure, man. Oh, I see. No, no, no. Stop. I just wish there'd been a different lead voicing. I feel like that would have elevated it a little bit. Yeah, happy with the balance between vocal and vocal instrumentation. That's fair. If I go back a little bit just to hear it back. Yeah, I'll agree that some of the backing vocals kind of resonate far beyond that. I can hear like the master chain kicking in and trying to sort of compress and glue it together, but I can understand why it might be a little bit off. I hear you, Michael. And Spin to Win says, I think the lyrics are perfect for the song. He just wants for love to be simple and told in a sense. I can understand. I can hear that. Yeah, the drummer's been carrying the band. Oh, okay. Got another donation. Thank you very much. Is this Aw. Hey, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thanks for the donation. I'm glad that thank you. I'm glad that you enjoy these reviews. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate the feedback, I think we've finally got the audio sorted after like 6 months of live streams. So it's nice and loud enough for people now, and people can just sit and vibe, man. The only thing I'd say about this third track is I wish there'd been a different lead voicing. I feel as if that would have been what elevated it to like an 8.5 or maybe even a 9. But Simple Love, vocals, 8. 8? Nah, not 8. Nah. 7.5. 7.5. It didn't have the same weight to me as the first track. It was... We kept it fairly safe and secure with those vocal melodies and harmonies, and even though they did kind of sound kind of dope, it wasn't as transcended as some of the previous stuff. The main thing was a 7. I was happy with it personally. It was palatable. It was inoffensive, The rhythms, 8.225. I just appreciate all the work the percussion was doing and everything like that with those drum fills. I think the rhythms shown here were utterly fantastic. The coloration here is like a 7.5. The harmonies and melodies here were great. They're inoffensive though, so I don't know. I don't know if I want to give it a 7.5, but I suppose it matched like the tone of the vocals and everything like that. So 7.5 would probably be fine. Structure of it is a 7. I wasn't. Oh, right. I'm afraid most of the percussion drum of the song is by sampling rather than recording. Probably. And in that case, I think it's testament to the skill of the people involved with the production that they managed to get it sounding so natural in the mix with the technology they had back in the early 2000s, because I can tell you genuinely that it was not that easy to be able... It wasn't that easy to be able to get convincing sounding MIDI drums back then, or sample drums. And sup, son Jimmy, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. I'm glad that people are here and vibing. It's all good. We got ornamentation. There wasn't a lot of it. I heard the guitar parts and there were some nice little bits of warm and stuff like that, but it wasn't anything revolutionary. The performance was good. I'll give it a 7. It wasn't bad. I just didn't like it. Everything sounded competent. There was nothing that really stood out to me that sounded especially special about it. The production, yeah, I will agree actually. I will agree personally that I think that the instruments could have been a little bit more louder, but then I think also it's worth remembering if I am not incorrect, RC. What are you doing to this live stream, man? I mean, if that's the case, then I'm not too super upset about that. It takes talent to know how to get drums to sound good like that. Oh, good job. Welcome. Hello in Toronto. Hello in Toronto. Welcome to the live stream. Production's a 7. You know, I'm not. I still think it sounded fine, but it wasn't spectacular, and maybe it would have been a higher score if we'd had those instruments a little bit, sort of like more balanced with the backing vocals. It was a 7. Oh man, I know it's late. 10:10. Apologies, man. I wish I could do these live streams at another time, but I just can't. I don't have time outside of this during the week to do these, so thank you for coming along. Yeah. It's all good, man. Track 3 is 7.25. So it's good. It's not bad. We haven't had any 8s yet. We haven't had any 6s. Track number 4. Oh, okay. Right. Really interesting flow. Start with the best rapping Jay has done. Yeah. It's so engaging. The Game Boy is and these strings and the weird vocals are fucking amazing. It's so peppy and charismatic. There's so much personality. The theme, not sleeping. Just a heads up, this is probably going to be one of the highest rated tracks on the album already. Just in case you were wondering. To be rapping any different. Bass is flawless. Why is the production in this one so much better than the first 3? Like, this is almost damn near perfectly mixed. I have absolutely no complaints about this one. Yeah, I think he's going Ichini San Shi, which as I understand it is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Good to know. Thank you, RG Riot. I don't know how I feel about that key change. That was weird. I don't know why we needed to have that. It bugs me. It seems kind of cheap. That key change there seems kind of cheap to me because it's like, could we not have just finished it with like an overdub of a previous vocal layer or something like that? I don't mind if there's a key change and you go into it and there's something extra added on top, but when it's just a key change, we've got the overdubs happening. Yeah, this is good. This has saved it a little bit. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that, Jacob. Alright. Wow, that's the strongest track so far. Let's do the scoring for this one then. Vocals, 8.5. Main theme. The vocals were damn near perfect. You didn't need clean vocals beyond what's happening here. It was great charisma with it. Really interesting main theme. Rhythms, 8. Coloration, 8. the combination of those different melodies and the chord progressions and the bass line and all that kind of stuff was absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I love the video gamey tone. This is why the production's probably gonna be quite good as well. The structure of it, I honestly think it was an 8. It was probably like, I'll go 7.75 with that actually. Because I didn't really like the key change at the end, even if people, even if there is the justification of the additional vocal layer. Ornamentation, probably an 8. Performance, 8. Production, 8.25. Feels, 8. Okay, it's 8.06. 8.06. Track 4, 8.06. Yeah, it could be. You, Michael, there could be an RG, right? Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah, RC, those synths reminded me of video gamey kind of stuff I heard from that point in time, like the fighting games. Great choice. Sup, Shinyida? How you doing? That's good, man. Well, luckily for you, we are not quite at 7 yet. We still got a ways to go, but we'll get there today. So feel free to sit back and relax and just vibe. Oh. Helicopter with choir vocals and strings. It's very whooshy. I don't know. I think, like, for me, this is kind of Jay Chou saying, yo, go watch the video so that this makes more sense. I already miss. I don't know why they chose the Casio keyboard choir tone for the backing, but it's fine. The strings are too soft with the staccato. It's kind of unusual, and the vocals in the background and sound a bit flat. The falsetto is convincing, and it's sort of magical. Sup? Good morning. Welcome to the live stream. Nah, see, like, for me, like, I listen to this and I hear the sound of the spaceship and all that kind of stuff, and I can't understand why that is with this arrangement. I don't understand why we've got these instruments with that. It would have made more sense to have sort of like synthy elements or like electric drums or something like that. You know, had it spacey. Instead, we've got like the kind of ballad format that Jay Chou is known for, kind of ham-fisted into like futuristic stuff. There's like a disconnect for me personally. Even if I understood the lyrics. Do you understand what I mean? It's very sweet, but why? The head voice is there, but he's trying. Ah Shin from Mayday loves to sing this. Who sings it better? This is going to be a spicy one. Who sings this better, Ah Shin or Jay Chou? And Sun Jimmy says, I really recommend you to have a look at this concert in 2004. Maybe we could. Maybe. I don't know, man. I'm not going to commit to anything though. I'm already doing 5 live streams this week. Or maybe 6. You know. Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get why that is. It seems like a reach, you know? Ah, okay. Thank you for this donation. Oh, wait, whoa. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Thank you for all the donations. I think that's WAK if I'm not mistaken. Whack. Thank you. Oh, damn. Damn. Vocals are emotional. Oh, damn, Shin. That's actually what I think you might be on something there. That sense of distance. That makes a lot of that makes a lot of sense. Actually, well done. Very, very smart. I didn't think of that. Yeah, so Connie Choi, and other people who have wondered why I'm reviewing this again. The difference between the previous review I did, well, there's several. One, this has arguably better production value. I think this is a more professional looking and sounding review. Secondly, I'm going through like a score basis with these where I'm ranking the points of the different tracks. We're on to Couldn't Say at the moment, track number 5, right? So I have this little rubric of scores I do. And basically what I do is I sort of announce the rankings at the end. And once I've done the first 5 albums, so I'm going to be doing an album per day over this week, I hope. It may change depending on my workload, but my aim is to do 5 albums over this week, the first 5. I'll then be doing a big video. Well, not necessarily a big one, but one where I sort of rank all of the tracks off of the first 5 together. Yeah. So it's all chill. Thank you, Jacob. You haven't seen the music video. Oh, you gotta watch the music video? Chung Hok Yik. You gotta... See, I find it difficult to translate this. Chung Hok Yik. Hok Yik. Please do go watch the music videos. They are a joy, dude. I genuinely enjoyed watching some of Jay's music videos. Yeah, no, I'll agree with you, Jacob. That sound is very sharp. I don't like the sound of it, dude. If I wanted to hear that, I'd go on an aeroplane, dude. You know? They didn't need to use that. Maybe, RC. Maybe you're on something, dude. Maybe you're on something, man. Oh! Oh, right, hang on. Shinida. Way ahead of you. I will be in touch after this live stream. Thank you. Yeah, we're all good. Shinida, I know. I haven't really checked my emails yet today, but I will get in touch, okay? You'll be all good. It'll be all good. Great finish, you know. I just don't really felt as if I had a personal, Oh, okay. Apologies. I apologize if I mispronounce people's names. I apologize. Deepal does not always have my back. But let me know if I get it wrong and I'll try and fix it. Yeah, I think it's just the production value of that point in time. There's a little bit of work maybe that needed to do. That's cool, Jackson Wang. That's all good. I don't know what my favorite is yet. We're going to find out. Vocals, 7. Wasn't really set on the vocals. I heard little bits of falsetto that were quite nice. So I guess I'll give that a 7.25. But it was within his head voice again. And it just seemed like he was struggling with some of these notes. Occasionally there was a lack of strength in the chest range as well to kind of make them pop. It was a bit too smooth for my tastes. The main theme was a 7. It was passable. It was gentle, but I don't know why. I don't really know why it existed or why it made sense with the airplane noises. The rhythms were passable, you know. There was a little bit of variation, but they didn't really elevate the experience to me. Coloration, I suppose we'll go 7.25 because I did like some of the additional melodies on the strings and stuff like that. You know, that's fine. Structure, it was a 7, you know, like it was traditional sort of by the road thing. I don't understand why the fourth song was so much better than the fifth. I don't understand why nearly every single facet of it. Maybe it was just because I've heard a lot of Jay Chou, like, you know, singing, and hearing him rap like that is like something that kind of opens my mind, and I get, you know, mega universe brain or something like that. I don't know, man. Ornamentation, yeah, I don't know if we necessarily elevated that. Like, if I go back a little bit. I think the problem with this one is that we're relying too much on the foley of the music to elevate the experience. The lack of complexity that is allowed to have the fans like sing along with it and have that simplicity there, ironically makes it less interesting to me as someone who is listening to it without that live situation, you know. The performance was pass. I think it's good, you know, like credit to the people involved with the strings. But then to be fair, I don't even know how much of this is real or how much of it is sampled. The production gets a 6.5. No, it gets a 7. I don't really have a massive issue with how it sounds production wise. It's like, how do I say this? It's not a bad song. I just think they could have easily fixed the sound of that plane. They could have done that. I don't know why they had to have the squealy thing into it. And again, I just it's kind of weird to me that they couldn't have just done a sort of a notch filter to make it sound a little bit less sharp. The feels of it, I honestly feel ambivalent to it. I'm not particularly motivated by it. I don't really feel like I understood the track any better from it. There was a bit of a disconnect for me. So I'm going to go for a 6.75 on that as well. The ranking for track 4 or track 5 is 7.03. Yep. 7.03. Yeah. Couldn't say. Yeah. Again, 7.3, to reiterate, is not a bad score at all. It's not a bad score. It's just not exceptional. And when I compare it to the track we had before, you know, Ninja, yeah. And that's dope. It's great if girls like the song. I'm not the target audience for this. We got Shanghai 1943, though, track number 6. Okay. So there is a triplet groove. The vocals are sounding different for some reason. Oh, okay. Oh, well, thank you for being kind and gentle with me. I know that I haven't really got the pronunciation and stuff sorted. And I know that I get the names confused. Yeah, we'll keep improving. Yeah, I appreciate people's patience, you know? Nice work with the hi-hats here. Vocals are palatable. There's a nice resonance on the strings, and the legato on the vocals and the bridge is nice. Nice accents with the guitars. There's a solid crooning smoothness throughout the chorus. It's fine. I see. Thank you, Sun Jimmy. I appreciate it. That upsets me. That upsets me a little bit. That upsets me because I think they could have easily found someone to just play the instrument. That makes me very upset because it's such a simple melody. I'm pretty sure they could have found a cornet or a trumpet player, especially when you've got something about like, you know, a soldier. Like you could have just found a fucking cornet player. That's shit the bed. That it's a nice melody, but production wise, it's kind of lazy. Yeah, definitely. Don't get me wrong, that's why I'm kind of pissed off about it. They should have found someone to play the actual instrument. This doesn't sound like someone playing an actual cornet. If it is, then that means the production is not great. I think they're using a synth one or something like that. That's not the sound of a cornet or a trumpet. No budget. It's rough. Again, like, I still have to rate it, though. I still have to look at it objectively. Yeah. Just like, I feel what you guys are saying there, that they might not have been able to afford it. But also, like, at the same time, it's like a really important part of a song, and it's a signature instrument to the type of story they're telling. They needed to find that money. They needed to find it, you know? And I'm treating these ratings just like I would if it was any other musician. And I'm going to be just as tough with the rest of the albums. But I suppose remembering that I said I wouldn't consider the lyrics in the first place, right? So this is assuming I don't know what the song is about. I think that an actual cornet would have mattered here better. If you're going to have acoustic guitars, I think you need to have a brass section that's actually real. You can get away with synth strings because sometimes they can just sound like they have a bit of chorus, but I don't think you can get away with brass. It sounds like kind of you're playing RuneScape back in the mid-2000s. Yeah. Didn't lay the trumpet. There is a key change. I like that Jay is trying to extend himself with the vocals, but I don't really feel it. It's a bit rough. The music is friendly and there is a bit of tension and the harmony, but it's almost too clean for my tastes. Alright. Yeah, that one's gonna be rough. That one's gonna be a little bit rough. Potentially anyway. Shanghai 1943. Remembering again, I am not rating this based on what the song is about lyrically. It's literally my perspective of it as someone who does not know what it's about. So we got vocals. Yeah. No, he did okay with the vocals. He did okay. No, he did well. There was some nice held notes in there. That was good. The main theme, by itself, the main concept is palatable. Yeah, I get that 7.5. Rhythms. I like the rhythms. The choice of rhythms in here was great with the triplets at the start. I think that it was a shame that we didn't do more with that brass section, even if it was not a real brass instrument. The coloration in here, it's just kind of generic sounding to me. I don't know, I just it's just kind of 7.25. I don't know. Like, it was passable. I don't. Again, remembering, and I cannot stress this enough, I am reviewing this from the perspective of someone who does not know what the lyrics are. Okay? I understand that it's really meaningful and important. And I really appreciate people telling me what it's about. But these scores are not based on lyrics whatsoever, okay? Just so you know that if I don't score a song well, it doesn't mean it's because I don't like what it's about. Okay? Cool. It sounds like a crazy time. I mean, the world was a really sort of the world was a shit show back in the 1940s, man. It was a crazy time, man. It's a crazy time. I'm glad that I don't live in a time where that was happening, because that would have been terrifying, right? I'm glad that they did have some peace anyways, that some parts of the world were peaceful. I'm glad that some parts were peaceful, you know. Structure. The structure of this track? Yeah. Yeah. No, not really impressed with it. It's palatable. It's acceptable. You know, we had that chord change at the end, I suppose, but I wasn't overly mad about it because I wasn't necessarily hyped for a lot of the other parts. Gonna give it a 7 for the ornamentation. I don't like the tone of some of the additional elements there. I don't necessarily think some of the vocal overdubs particularly elevated it. You know, the extra little bits of flow there, and the solo section legato wise wasn't particularly inspirational. The performance was acceptable. I'll give that a 7. The production was much better than the previous one, in my opinion, because you didn't have friggin' airplay sounds. So I'm gonna give that a 7.25. It was acceptable. You know, it was warm. Actually, no, I'll give that a 7.5 because of the nostalgia feel. And then feels, I was ambivalent. So, okay. Track 6 is 7.228. Yeah, 7, but tracks 2022 has been a bit rough too, I will admit. Not my favorite year to be alive, but here we are. Sorry, track number 7. Okay. So a really interesting. Stop it. That's not a real guitar, by the way. It's not a real guitar. I can promise you that's not a real guitar. Why? No. We're not doing the thing. It's too busy with those synths there. Like, it's almost like we were paranoid that the original motif wasn't strong enough to go da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like, you've already got a lot of activity going on with the guitar riff. You want to take away and lower it there. Or, you know, take the guitar away and then bring that other one in, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I can hear the Justin Timberlake in this. I don't know why we had the weird strings here, but it's definitely experimental. No, we're going to talk about that. I like the individual concept that we had there with those different stringed instruments and the variety of the percussion in that part, but for it to go straight back into the verse like that, I think was too blunt. I think it was too blunt for them to go right, bam, back into that like there. I don't like that transition back. I think that it would have worked better as an interlude. You know, if you're gonna completely divorce what you had before and stick something else in, at least make it transition properly. Yeah, it's just really busy, isn't it? Really busy. I don't like how much is going on in the hook because I'm getting distracted from why is there not anything in the center of the stereo field? Like the vocals are side panned and everything is kind of fluttering around here. I don't understand why they didn't put anything in the center. Like usually you have the vocals in the center here, or you have the vocals kind of cool and responding with the middle part. There is far less context to some of these decisions than I would have preferred. Boinks and video gamey. Done. Seem kind of scratchy. That's not. I don't know. I'm sure if I'm vibing with this one, guys. What do you think? What do you think of this? What do you think of this track? I know some of you are saying that you really like Sorry. Don't know if it's my favorite, but we're gonna figure it out. Okay, so we got Sorry. Vocals, yeah, I'll give that a 7.5. Vocally, Jay Chou did a great job here. You know, there's lots of variety there, and most of the melodies and harmonies came through elegantly. The main theme was pretty dope with those guitars. I'll give you I'll give him that. You know, there were the main theme with the guitars by itself and some of the drums and bass juices we had was smart. The main theme. The coloration is probably 7. It's like I am impressed with what he was able to accomplish here, but I also think that there is room for improvement in regards to like how much of it you have in one place, one position. Yeah. This is probably the first track I've had where people are like, no, I love it. It's great. It's awesome. And I'm like, I don't know. And that's good. It's good to disagree. Just, you know, obviously we just need to be kind to each other about that, you know, because it's music. You know, music's meant to be fun, you know. Rhythms. I think that there's a lot of promise there, you know. Lots of cool ideas with like the guitar and some of the drum parts and everything like that. The structure of it's getting a 6.5. I'm not happy with the structure of it. I think, in fact, it's getting a 6 because it was just too weird having these boingy things there that were a complete contrast to the verse parts. It was like we just wanted to shove some experimental stuff in there just for the sake of doing that. It's close to being a 5 just because I think it's kind of a detriment to it, and I don't know if it could necessarily be pulled off these days, but everything else was great. So that's a 6 for structure. Ornamentation, there's just too much of it. It's just too much. It's too it's too academic. I think we're trying to be a little bit too clever with some of the things we're doing with the different instruments and the synths and different tones and textures that we have in there. Yeah, again, I appreciate that Jay Chou is an incredible musician and has a lot of talent, and the fact he's able to do all this is amazing. I got water. It's all good. I got water. It's all good, bud. No tomato juice in this house. I don't like tomatoes. I don't like eating tomatoes. I think tomatoes are gross. I don't like eating them. Oh, that's a fun fact. Least favorite food is tomatoes and avocados. Performance. It's a 7. Like, it's fine. It's fine. You know, I feel tired after listening to it. I feel tired after it. I feel very tired after listening to this song. I feel very bitter. The production 7. There's some other choices with the synths as well, and the way that they were peaked and arranged is weird. No, it's a 6.5 because I think that it was just too open in those chorus sections with the vocals. There needed to be more in the center. Nah, tomatoes taste. I don't like the taste of tomatoes, and people keep telling me, "Oh, but you'll like it if you're doing this." People don't listen. You know, want to know a fun fact about people? When you say you don't like something, they'll say, "No, you'll like it if you do this," and it's like, "No, I just don't like it." You can't convince me to like something if I don't like it, right? Yeah. I think that it was just too much. It was just too much going on at once, and Jay wanted to experiment. I think he got the balance better with Ancient Indian Turtle Dove than this. Tomatoes. Tomato. I feel very tired. So this, I'm pissed off actually. I'm pissed off by this one because I feel like Jay was deliberately pushing his luck with this. Track 7, 6.75. It almost seemed like we knew that we could do all this really clever stuff and didn't think about the music itself. I like chips. I just don't like avocado or tomatoes. Oh, tomato in Chinese is a bad word. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, okay. My bad. I didn't realize. It's cool. Track number 8, William Castle. Apologies to anyone that's just seen me devastate their favorite track. It's nothing personal, dude. Nothing personal. So there's some cool gothic keys here. The drums and bass suit and legato. I like that that he does sometimes. You know, a little bit of charisma there, that humanity there in the performance. Like, I'm gonna eat tomatoes if someone cooks for me. I'm not gonna be like, no, screw you, I don't want to eat your food. But if I was by myself, I wouldn't eat tomatoes, avocados. Wow. Wow, instruments sound so cheap. Damn. I kind of like the production here, and there's some fun ideas with the harmonies and the 90s with post the choir vocals are welcome and well thought. The kicks have a great The organ is so pretty. And the bells. Great panning, dude. Nah, cherry tomatoes, nope. Dude, just... Keep tomatoes out of my face. No tomatoes for me, thank you very much. You guys can enjoy all the tomatoes. You can have fun with that, okay? I'll stick to literally everything else. The rapping flow is pretty dope. Yeah, I don't want to say something stupid here. I want to have a look back through the notes I've written and go, okay, what could have we done differently? You know what I mean? Like here, I've heard nothing I'd particularly need to change. It's not the best track I've heard in the world, but it's very strong. Oh, fantastic major shift there at the end, dude. What a classy decision here. What a classy decision here. Fantastic effort there. I loved the major chorus at the end is sensational. Quoting the old song here is ridiculous. Yeah? How do you mean, Michael? I'm confused. Jay must have played... Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you haven't played the Sega Mega Drive console, you ought to. I loved playing on the Sega Mega Drive, eh? I had one of those back in the day, eh? William Castle, vocals, 8. Strong vocal performance there. The theme was honestly, honestly really strong. And you might be wondering, well, hang on, why is that stronger than, Ninja? Well, actually, that's a good point. Why is that? Well, that should be 8.25 then. I'm amending the fourth track to 8.25. Rhythms, yeah, I'll give that a 7.5. Basketball game. Oh, okay, I get it. Oh, this is why I'm not reviewing the lyrics, guys. This is why I'm not reviewing the lyrics, because that would be a downvote for me, and other people are like, but it's okay to talk about previous stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it's tricky, right? Coloration. Lots of interesting stuff going on with the various melodies and harmonies. Additionally, right? I think it's one of the most complete sounding tracks on this album. Each of the production on this was elevated to a level I think was similar to Ninja. It was nice to have like a thematic kind of like the ooh, you know, that kind of stuff, and the choirs and the bells and everything like that. Production wise, it was sensational. I kind of, this is a very strong one for me. Structure, yeah, I'd say that was probably an 8. I don't think you really wanted to change anything different from it, you know. It was engaging throughout. There are no weak spots here. Sup, Jasper Chou? How you doing? Ornamentation? Yeah, I'd give that an 8 as well. Lots of stuff, like the little bells and everything like that. There's lots of little bits of Foley and stuff that were there to appreciate, you know. There was no sleeping on any part of that. Some people think the song is a little noisy, and that's fair enough. What you might not be aware of... What you might not be aware of is that I love noisy music, so I suppose that's potentially a bias. But also, I think that noise is part of music, and it's very important to respect the right for noise to exist, I suppose. The performance here, I think that Jay was in his element here. That's probably an 8. If not, it's definitely at the same level as Ninja. Production, I'd give that a solid 8. I think that it was absolutely appropriate for what we needed here. And the feels. Yeah, 7.97. Yeah, I feel really great after that. I think that everything within the song felt nice and consistent and coherent at a similar level to what we have with Ninja. I keep talking about Ninja because I think that's my favorite track today. But track 8 is 7.97. So yeah, William Castle got graded pretty highly, man. I'd say it's probably going to be up there in the general rankings for these tracks. Definitely going to be up there. But Nunchucks, track number 9. Okay, distorted guitar. Great new tone. The drums, new metal-ish, kind of quiet, but I like. Oh, and the production is This is. It's very different to what I had previously. I think part of the difficulty with having so many different themes within an album is that Jay Chou writes music that appeals to so many different people, and there's going to be confusion, you know? But also, yeah. Lots of energy. Jay sounds like he's having way more fun with this one than anything else, you know? You can't escape from it. Damn. That's rough. Yeah. Yeah, Jay Chou is all sorts. He's all sorts of musicians. He just does what he wants. The Suona is fantastic and unexpected, and it's a great alternative to the Pepe. And it continues in the chorus. Nice. Yeah, thank you for your donation. I think that's WAK still. Yeah, WAK? Yeah, thank you for the donations. Yeah. Oh, really? My father only knows this song for him. Well, maybe if you can show your father some other stuff, maybe he'll dig it. Really a hot song back in those days. Well, that's because it's a really well-written song, and it's a really well-produced and performed song. SY New Tony, sup? Welcome to the live stream. Been a long time since Jay rapped like this. Absolutely. Yeah, he does. He has all sorts of tracks mixed in. To the detriment of the, like, blessing and the curse. Lol, there is piano. Why is there a piano? What are you doing, Jay? Oh. Sorry. I am still learning the names. Sorry, I'm still learning the names. Apologies if I get it wrong. Erhu. Hey. Oh, it's done. No, it's not done. It just had a fake out. Damn. And the gong at the end. Okay. All right. Oh, this is a tricky one because like I kind of like this as much as I did Ninja. Right. Live That Scream. I honestly like I'm so tired at the moment. I'm not tired because of the live stream, but my brain there's been a lot going on personally. So if I don't remember it straight away, don't worry. You can remind me though. Vocals are probably like 8.25. Main theme is an 8. Really strong theme there, really memorable, you know. I think that it's catchy and easy to follow and easy to access there. Rhythms are an 8. Lots of cool different rhythms. And actually, no, the drum beats are fantastic. I'm going to give that an 8.5. This gets 8.5 for rhythm. I love those drum fills there, and I love the syncopation of the vocals with the drums and everything like that. I think they're really elegant. Coloration, harmonies and melodies there, I think that gets an 8 primarily because of the fact that I see it the same as Ninja. It's just you've got the guitars, but it's not like a distorted guitar is going to get an extra amount of points from me, you know. He's playing the rhythm. The structure of it is strong. I've got no complaints about that. It's nice and engaging. You don't get bored or sort of disinterested in it. The ornamentation of it. Once again, I've been deceived by the rest of the group behind you. How do you mean? Why have I been like deceived by the rest of the group behind me? I don't know what that means. Well, yeah, wait. Did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong? I don't get it. I don't get what that means. The scores that I've been giving have been relatively objective. It's not like I'm picking these scores because of other people. It's how I feel about the music itself and my rating of it out of 10 in these different areas. Ornamentation. 7 point. If I just take it down a step. Stops. Stops? Oh! Yeah, did I... Okay. I'm confused. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm sure we can elaborate. Oh, musical rests. Oh, yeah. Okay. So do you mean like how I got deceived by the fact that I did a fake out? Oh, okay, cool. Right, I didn't realize. Okay, thank you. That's cool. I just wasn't sure what we were talking about there for a moment, so I just wanted to clarify, okay? Cheers, thank you. Ornamentation. I just I just wasn't sure. I just wanted to make sure because you know it's important to understand what people are talking about, right? Ornamentation. 7.75. You know, again, those drum fills were fantastic there. Performance. I'm gonna give that an 8 primarily because I 8.2. No, I haven't. No, I disagree. I disagree. I disagree with that entirely. I get it. I get it. Oh, I get it. You mean, I get it. Hang on. Hang on. It's okay. I understand what you're saying. That one? Can I make that bigger? Chinese. Yeah, it's okay. I know what you mean. It's okay. It's all good. Thank you. Yeah, I got tricked by nunchucks again. I get it. It's cool. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah, production. This is an 8. Solid. Again, like it hasn't like blown me. Like it's not the best production I've heard in my life, but it's definitely up there for what I've heard from Jay so far. Finally, the feels of it. The feels of it. What do we got? Just gotta just double check there. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to everyone. I know sometimes it's different with the language barrier, but thank you to everyone who helps like us understand what's going on. It's really appreciated. I like that people help each other out, you know? Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Logan. Spider hands. Feels. Oh, it's 808. No. 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 No, no, no. We've got a tie. We've got a tie, folks. We've got a tie. Ninja and Nunchucks are tied for first at this point. So that's good to know, right? So I'm not voting on that one. I'm going to leave them as even. I am final with my scoring. I don't want to move either of those. I'm happy with where they're at. So they're tied. I can't decide. Okay, so this is silence. It's nice to have a ballad at the end of the album, though, isn't it? Nice to have a ballad at the end. The production quality is very good. This song might actually do quite well. You don't like the mastering of the strings? That's why. That's interesting. Oh, good job with the drums. Nice. Good to know. The bass is resonant, but he's managing to balance it so well. And there's a lot of range in there. Okay, nice use of the crashes there, actually. I'm kind of liking this. Yeah, I thought I was going to give Nunchucks a 9 as well. But I suppose when you literally make it numerical, right? When you make it numerical, you just break it down and the score is the score. An 8 is still phenomenal. I cannot emphasize this enough. An 8 is still phenomenal. Yeah, I agree. The cello, violin, piano, drums are a nice touch. It's a great combination of elements. I like the relative simplicity of it. It's really effective. Yeah. Remember, if I say something's a 9, it's damn close to perfection. And I mean, it is so elevated that just that little bit more would mean it's the best I've ever heard of all time. 9... We may get to 9 at some point, but like anything above an 8 is absolutely recommended. No. Oh, this is the fucking worst one. Dude, this is the worst key change because he had a 5-minute 34 song. I can't do it, man. No. It was the chosen one. Like this. No, this I have been good about some of these key changes in the last parts of these songs. I have been good about it. I have been patient and tolerant, and I have been like sometimes, hey, it totally requisited it. No, it needed to not just have the same chorus twice at the end, even if it was up a step. It's a 5-minute 34 song. Ah, no, Jay, no. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. Okay, vocals. Yeah, honestly, man, I've got a headache after how that hit me, so nah. The vocals were an 8. They were really strong. The main theme is an 8. Really strong. The rhythms are a 7.5 because while there was not a lot of change rhythmically with a lot of the instruments, it was a fairly minimalist performance. I can still appreciate the fact that the minimalism is part of what helps people to groove along and sing to it. Coloration, it's enough. Structure, no. No, you don't do that. You have to have something extra on that last chorus. It's too long to have four of the same thing in a row. You can't, and it's like he thought that it was just boom was enough. It just like no. He should have just done the last, like, you know how he had four. It would have been more effective if he had done like that fill between, like that key change between the two takes of the original outro. It could have been less than 5 minutes. You know, it could have been less than 5 minutes, and that would have been great for playtime. It's almost kind of, it makes me kind of frustrated because it felt like he was doing it just to elongate the experience. It's that self-awareness that I don't particularly like when a musician knows that people like their music, and they're just giving them more to sing along to. I don't like it. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I'm gonna give that a 7. And the reason I'm giving it a 7 is because I can respect the fact that we managed to keep it entertaining up until that point. But it shit the bed with that last bit. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Ornamentation, there's minimal amounts of it, and it was fine. Performance, one of Jay Chou's strongest on this. One of Jay Chou's strongest on this, but at the same time, I just think there could have been more done to sort of elevate it in behalf of the strings and stuff like that. I feel like it was too conservative. I get that it's a ballad. He's had guitar solos in this. He's had a synth brass solo in this. He could have literally had any kind of solo instrument that he wanted as the big finish to this album. Instead, what he does is he does nothing. He does nothing. He just sings it again. It wouldn't have even mattered if he'd put the guitar in the background. I'm annoyed because I'm unhappy because I'm disappointed. I'm unhappy because I'm disappointed. I'm not angry at him. I'm not owed him to write the song the way I want. But I just see potential there. He could have added a new element there in that last outro chorus to make it better. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, production, I feel vitriolic. I am gonna give that a 6 because I enjoyed it up until then. That was 7.42. Okay, we're gonna do the rankings now. Okay. So, are you prepared? Are you prepared? Time for the album rankings. Time for the song rankings. Okay? So, let's go. What do we have? What is the lowest? Sorry. Is it sorry? 10th is sorry. What is 9th? So that's 6.5. There's 7. 7.03. Couldn't say. Ninth. Couldn't say. 8th. Couldn't say. 7th. Wait, sorry. Wait. Hang on. Let me just fix that up a little bit. Sorry. 9th was shit. I'm having to do this on 2 different screens. 9th was Simple Love. No. Give me a moment. We got this. 9th is for realsies. 9th is for realsies. Couldn't say. 8th is Simple Love. 7th is, what is 7th? Shanghai 43. 6th is 6th is 5th is, I feel you, man, but I'm on a roll. 4th is Dad I've Come Back. 3rd is Sorry. No, it's Willem Castle. Finally, top first tied. Sorry, Ninja and Nunchucks. Okay, so 10th was Sorry. 9th is Couldn't Say. 8th, Simple Love. 7th, Shanghai 1943. 6th, Love Before the Century. 5th, Silence. 4th, Dad I've Come Back. 3rd, William Castle. And 1st, tied Ninja and Nunchucks. And with that out of the way, you see. Welcome to this review, and thank you. Thank you for listening through this live stream, me ranking Jay Chou tracks. Sorry for messing up the rankings at the end, but we got there eventually. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. These are the definitive rankings. People have asked whether or not I can put the Excel document up. I probably can. So we'll see if we can sort that out today, but please stay cool and stay safe, and remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time. As need the help more than ever with all this crazy stuff going on. Sun Jimmy says, hey, I don't think you didn't hear his EP in 2003. Those songs are great. Maybe we can have a listen to an EP during a fan request live stream, or if you have music that you want to show me that I haven't seen already, please also consider joining the SP Patreon thing. But yeah, stay cool and stay safe. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as need to help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Also, I'll probably be back tomorrow with the 3rd album. And yeah, let's go. Time to go and teach some students. Spider hands out. 3, 2, 1, and boom.